is object, and then there are there is something called invoice, and then there are line items. So I think 3 objects. Any other object that we had in this? Merchandise, invoice, and line item. Was there any other object involved in this tutorial? I think 3, right? So this is basically about a warehouse application. So by now you have created 2 apps, right? One is the warehouse application and the other is the employee management that we were creating, right? Right. So good. What is the progress on the employee management app? Anyone who has done a bit of progress? I think we worked till the PTOs. Anyone who was able to get a little further into it and design a little more on the employee management app?
Yeah, I done with until courses.
The courses you have done. Very nice. So that is something that you have done on Salesforce, right?
Yeah, Salesforce.
You have created those objects. Can you just share your screen and show it to us?
Sure.
Right. So that others also get a little bit of idea on how it is going to be designed. Yeah. Okay.
How to share this one?
I'll make you the presenter. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay.
How about others? Anyone else? Any progress on the employee management app?
I did the employees courses, PTOs, and then.
Oh, wow. So HR manager app, employees, attendance, PTOs, learnings, courses, performances. Very nice. That's what Suresh has created. So, so you see, basically, this is how your app is going to get designed, right? Now your HR team will have access to this app. They want to enter an employee detail, they will click on the employee tab. Attendance is something which the HR person should not go and enter. That is something which needs to be basically entered by the end users, right? How will they enter? That is again one thing that we will think of, right? So attendance is something which needs to be marked by whom? I think the employee himself should mark the attendance, or the manager should mark it for everyone. What kind of a situation do we want? I think the employee himself should mark his attendance, right? PTOs is something that the employee needs to have access. Learnings and courses is again the employee needs to have access. Performances is something that the HR team should see. So now, basically what you will see here, the MVC framework that we talked about. Before I get into that framework discussion, I think Praveen also said that he has created a few more tabs or objects. Praveen, you're done with a few more objects in this employee management or HR manager app?
Yeah, in mine it's employees, PTOs, learnings, and courses.
Okay, 4 of them, right? All right. Anyone else? Anything apart from this that you have designed? No? Okay. Suresh, can you just go and click on that app menu, app drop down, that HR manager?
Okay.
Do you see something called work.com? It's not there, no? Okay. When did you
This one is
which one? No, work.
This is HR manager.
Okay. Give me a moment.
This is warehouse app.
Yeah. The Salesforce has also introduced one thing which is called a work.com, which is similar to our HR manager app. So that is something that they are trying and testing now with the developer edition. Some of the developer editions have that. Let me see if I can get one developer edition with that. Yeah. So in the meanwhile, what I was trying to tell you is, see, these are the objects, right? Let's go to the HR Manager app. Okay. So these are all objects, right? This employees, attendance, PTOs, learnings, courses, these are all objects. So object means the table, database table, right? But now what is important for us is to make sure that the people get to see these objects the way they want. Got my point? So they should be able to see the object the way they want to see that object. Let's say attendance is something that the HR manager also needs to see, but he needs a different kind of UI, right? A read-only kind of UI. And attendance is something which a normal employee also needs to view so that he can enter from there. Got that thing? So that there is difference. So the view is going to be different for different people, but overall structure at the back end is going to be the same. Got it? So that is how it is. The employee attendance and all these things. Now let me just go and try if I can get work.com thing.
Hello, Jeet.
Yeah.
Jeet, hi, this is Ankit.
Hi Ankit.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I mailed you regarding the class. Actually, me and Rohit were not available. I have just reached home. That's why I just reached. Was I guess Rohit was trying to reach you. He was trying to call you, but I guess you were not responding on the phone.
I was into
So
another
are we having the
session.
class today?
Yeah, we are doing the session. We are on the session. Yeah, we were doing it.
Okay.
I'm searching for one similar app, the employee manager app that we have designed. Similar app to that I'm actually searching for. The Salesforce has recently introduced something called a work.com, and that's a lot similar to the HR manager app that we are designing. So that is what we were just discussing. What people did over this last weekend and all. And the screen that you see is Suresh's screen, and he is sharing his app that he has designed on the employee manager. So that is what we were discussing. Give me one moment.
Okay. So we have not started anything fresh.
Not topic. No topic we have started yet.
No topic as of now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm not able to find out that salesforcework.com because they are providing it in some of the developer editions. So maybe I will see if I get that. I would try to take a copy of the data model that they have. They have an object for goals, like this performance thing that you see on your HR manager app. They have linked one more object with it, that's goals, right? So there will be a goals will be connected to the employees, and then the employees connected to the performance, so that sort of thing, right? What fields do you have in this performance object? Can you show me, Suresh? What fields do you have there?
I did until only courses. I not.
Okay, so that part is still to be. Okay, that's fine. Okay, done.
Yeah.
So you guys can think a little more on what sort of other objects should be included in that, and that ways you can take it forward. So good. Looks good. Now we understand most of the things in terms of creating app, object, and fields. So we have understood these things, right? what is the next thing that we need to understand? We have done all these small component creation, that's fine. Now the next thing is relationship. Okay. The other component that is a part of this data model is the relationship. Okay, this is very important. What is this relationship thing? What is the relationship? Connecting two things, right? A connection between two things. Here the connection is between tables. Connection between two objects, right? Let's say accounts and contacts. So you need a connection between account and contact so that you can understand which contact belongs to which account, right? Or employees and PTOs, so that you understand which PTO was taken by which employee, right? Or employee and attendance, which attendance means for which employee. This ways we have connections in our database table. As of now, what we have done, we have created individual objects. All the objects are individual, right? They do not have, they are independent of the other objects and they do not have to do anything with the other object. However, what we want now is this thing, to set up the relationships. Okay, the next thing that we'll have to do is set up the relationships, connect the objects. Okay, how that is done? That's done using a special kind of a field which is called the relationship field. Okay, this thing is done using a special type of field which is called the relationship field. Okay, so Salesforce provides us the different data types. While you start creating a field, you must have seen there are a lot of field types, which includes text, number, date, date time, pick list, website, email, phone. There are so many types, right? Out of all those types, there is one more type which is called relationship field type. Okay, so this relationship field type can connect two objects. It can connect the parent object with the child. Okay. So let me take a simple example. Account and contacts. Okay, there's a relationship between these two objects. I need a relationship. Now whenever there is a relationship between two objects, whenever we are connecting two different objects in the database, one of them has to be parent and the other one has to be a child. Got it? Whenever there is a relationship in database, one of them is a parent, the other one is a child. Now what do you think, which one is the parent here and which one is the child? Take this example, accounts and contacts. Which is the parent, which is the child?
Accounts is the parent.
Why?
It has all the employees account information.
Why contacts is child?
So every contact should connect with the account. If any contact
Right.
want to look out for their accounting, they can connect with the account and account.
Okay. Okay. So this is what Suresh says. He says account is the parent. Anyone who feels account is not the parent, something else should be the parent?
Yeah.
Basically, anyone who feels that contact should be the parent and account should be the child, it should be the other way around. Do we all agree to what Suresh is saying? And do we understand what is the logic why he says account is parent?
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone is clear with that. So let me again repeat. Here account is the parent because one account can have multiple contacts, but it's not the other way around, right? One contact cannot have multiple accounts. Account is basically company, the company that I deal with. Let's say I am selling laptops. If I am selling laptops to IBM, so IBM is an account for me, and under IBM I can know Ravi, Rakesh, Pushpa. So I can know multiple people under one IBM, right? But there cannot be someone like a Ravi who works for IBM and Wipro both. That's a rare scenario. I mean, not rare, rarely rare. So that scenario will not happen, right? So that is this thing here. IBM can have multiple contacts. That is the reason why. Who is the parent? This is parent and these are all child. So account is parent and contacts are child. Okay. Same way, if I take an example of employee and attendance or employee and PTO. Which one is a parent, which one is a child? Narayan will answer this. Narayan, which is parent, which is child here? Employee and PTO. PTO is paid time off.
The parent.
Sorry, which one is parent?
Employee is the parent and PTO is the child.
Right. Because one employee can take multiple offs, right? So that is the simple logic. Now, identifying parent and child is not a challenge. So whenever you have the requirement of a relationship, you first have to figure out which is the parent, which is the child, which is very simple. Now you know which is the parent, which is the child. You just have to go and create a relationship field on child object. That's it. That is how simple it is to create a relationship. So Suresh, can you please send me your login ID password? I will log into your account and I will try to create a few relationships on that object. Okay, so we'll sign it out from here. So here we are. Now let's say employee and PTO. We are talking about a relationship here. So if I go to PTO object that Suresh has created, let me go into this. I try to enter a new PTO record, and you see there is no field which connects me to the employee object. If there is a PTO, definitely I need to have a connection of that with the employee. Which employee is asking for the PTO? Which employee has applied for the PTO, right? Applicant name is a text field. This cannot work as a relationship. Why it cannot work? Because sometimes the applicant will write his name as Jeet. The next time he is applying for PTO, he will write Jeet Singh. Third time he will write Jeet S. Our system will not be able to figure out that these are all same PO, it's the same person who is actually using different names to applying for the PTO every time, right? So we don't need this kind of a field here. What do we need? We need a relationship field, something which can connect my PTO with the employee. All right, so that is what we need to do. Let's go ahead and do this. Anyone who finds a difficulty in understanding any of the topics, please let me know at that point of time itself. So now I'm going to set up. So we have understood the requirement. We'll go to the objects. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that applicant name field, because that is not the right thing to be put there. Okay. So I will go to the PTO object. I will go and delete the applicant name because it's unnecessarily there. So let me go ahead and delete it. Yes, I want to delete. Please go ahead and delete this. Done. Deleted. Now what I would do is I would start creating the other field. the relationship field. PTO is the child object, so the relationship field needs to be created on the child. Alright, so just go ahead, click on new and see lookup relationship field. So your field type should be lookup relationship. Don't go for master detail now. Master detail is something that you will gradually understand, but go for lookup relationship. Okay, this is a general kind of a relationship. Click on next. Relate PTO to which object? I want to relate it to the employee object. Just select which object you want to relate it to. Select that object. What is my object? My object is employee. Done. Click on next.
Jeet, hi, this is Ankit. Why have we not selected master detail relationship, and why have we selected lookup?
So lookup is a general kind of a relationship. Master detail is a special kind of a relationship. So just for the sake of understanding relationship first, we have selected lookup. Fine. Master detail is something that you will understand once you start understanding lookup. Fine. So we can, for the time being, we can just ignore that master detail relationship thing. We can just consider the lookup relationship. Master detail is a special type of relationship with 2-3 additional features. Fine. So first of all, let us understand how a relationship is done. Clear? That is the reason why. So this creates a relationship. Now, if you look into this field, what is the field name? Employee. It's a lookup with the employee table. Field is done. Now, if you try to enter the data here, before that I need to make sure that there are a few employees listed there. So let's say one of our employees is Ankit, and then other one is Suresh. So I'm just listing down a few employees so that we can fetch the data while we are putting a PTO. And I have Sneha. Done. Okay, so this part is done. Now go to the PTOs, try to create a new PTO record. PTO name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Start date is 30th till 31st. Status, the reason can be anything. Approver can be anybody, whatever. The problem is that you've made all these fields mandatory, so I'm just required to put some value to everything. Total PTO hours, 4 hours PTO. Employee. Now this is not just an just a text field where you have to enter the name. You have to select it from the employee object. So anyone who is listed as an employee, you can just select that one. So this is connecting this PTO record with this employee. So every time a PTO is created with this employee as the employee reference, all that goes under this particular employee. Got it? Save. Okay, so Sneha has applied for a PTO here. Now if you go to the employees table and go to this record Sneha, you will see all the PTOs that she has applied for are visible here. So that is the benefit of the relationship, that you can see the related data on the master record. So employee is the master and this, or employee is the parent and PTO is the child, right? So the child records are available in the parent.
Jeet, hi, this is Ankit. Jeet, while you are putting all these details in the PTO section, we could have this on the approver tab. We could have made it as a lookup field as well.
Yes, we could have, and we should have actually done that also, because approver would also come from the employee object, right? That makes a lot of sense. So this will again be from the employee object. So again one more lookup field to the employee object. Okay, so approver can be someone else. Let's say the approver is Suresh for this PTO. Correct? But however, this approver concept, so answering to Ankit's question, definitely they should have been a lookup field. Other part of the approver is in Salesforce we do have a mechanism of setting up an approval process, automatic approval process. So I would just want you guys to just make a small note of it. Once we are doing the approval process, make sure that you guys design the approval process for this PTO thing. It's very important, and that will help you design the approval process for this thing. So just can keep a note of it, that PTO approval needs to be designed, not just the field, the complete approval process. Okay. All right. So clear with the relationship field thing? We understand what is a relationship. So it's basically a field. That's it. It's a field. It's like a hook. So it's basically hooking to a record on the other object. That's it. That is what we have here. Clear? Everyone okay with this? Okay. Who all have this employee and PTO object ready? HR manager app we all have, right? Who all have employee and PTO object ready? Everyone has it? Can we just quickly do this thing? Can we create a quick lookup relationship between PTO and employee? Going to the PTO object. Okay, just very quick. I just want you guys to create a lookup relationship between employee and PTO. So the same thing, basically what I did. I just want you to check it on your own, and then we will have a discussion on the other relationship, the special type of relationship. Okay. Very quick. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, see, actually, recently, I just had 5 minutes before this. So I guess you covered the relationship part, right? The master details.
Right. The lookup.
Only the lookup. They not covered the master detail?
No.
Okay. So lookup, just to summarize the thing, what I have the impression about the lookup is when we have a relationship.
I'm not able to hear you, Rohit, properly. Give me 1 minute. Not able to hear you that clear. Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, is it better now?
Kind of. Yeah, tell me.
Jeet, actually he's driving, he's traveling right now. So you need to.
Hello. Is it better now? Jeet?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
So what I was actually checking is about the lookup is just to see there will be 2 tables I would say between the 2 objects. One is the master, one is the child. Now the lookup is something from child is approaching to parent.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, that's correct.
So whatever the details, whatever the data we are carrying in the child object, it has to be reflected on the master object. So I can say the related list or the related data. So that's the thing which we actually process. Suppose we have 2 tables, say employee, and the second is you are taking an example for the PTO or say attendance. Now, how we can do a connect between the employees and the attendance object is through the employee ID, because that will be the common between the 2 objects. But now employee could be treated as a master and attendance would be treated as a child. So we have to connect through the attendance, because attendance is now the child. So we have to approach through child to parent. So that's how the thing we do in the lookup. My understanding is correct? Or?
That's absolutely correct, and it's not just for lookup. For any type of relationship in any database in the world, it's not just about Salesforce or lookup relationship. You have to always connect parent to the child. Correct? So, basically the parent should have, you have to,
Child we have to approach.
no, sorry, it's a child to the parent, I'm sorry. You have always, you have to always approach from child to the parent, okay? So it's always gonna get the child getting connected to the parent. Just keep a simple thing in mind that while you see someone's ID card, what do you find? You see that the father's name is there. So a child's ID card should have his parents' name, father's name, right? Do we ever see that a father's ID card is having child's name? No, right? So that means, so always the child should bear that field of the parent. Who is the parent? That will be asked. Who is your child? That will not be asked. So the same concept with the record also. Okay. So any record should have a reference to the parent.
Okay, so whenever we do our lookup relationship part, so whenever it comes about to the lookup, so we will open the parent object or we have to open the child object, and through that we have to search the common ID between the parent and the child, and we have to put there.
No, you don't have to do that much. There is a small. No, you don't have to do that much. You just have to create a lookup relationship field. That field will ask you which object you want to connect it with. That's it. Object you mentioned, searching that ID field and all that stuff, Salesforce itself will do. Fine.
Okay, so I have to directly jump on the field part, and from field part I have to select the object.
Object, that's it.
Select that object, I have to select the ID.
No, you don't have to select ID. That is what I'm saying. You just select that object that I want to connect it to this parent. That's it. Rest everything Salesforce will do. They will automatically connect it with the ID.
I have to only select the object.
You just have to select object. That advantage we have because of the platform, the Post.com platform.
Okay, so I have to select only the object.
Yes, right.
Okay. On the field.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to jump directly on the field. On that field, I have to select the object. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So people who are listening to the session, not driving or something, are they done with the relationship field? Clear? So lookup we are able to create and we understand how it works, right? Now there is one more type of relationship which is a special type of relationship field, which is not different from lookup relationship. See, basically relationship is just one type, parent-child. So what we have just seen is a parent-child relationship, but the field type that we selected was lookup. Okay. Now there is another thing that you saw there that was called master detail. Okay. Both of them are relationship types. There is no difference between them. Just that this is a general relationship, more of a generic relationship, simple relationship. This is a special kind of relationship. Okay. So when I say special, it has a few special attributes. Okay. What are the special attributes it has? First thing, when parent is deleted, child will also be deleted. So in this master detail relationship, what happens? The child record is too much dependent on the parent. Okay. In lookup, it's not that much dependent, but master detail, when you delete the parent record, the child record will also be deleted. There is no way you can say that I want to keep the child record, but I want to delete the parent record, right? That's first point. Second point is parent is required on child object. So every time you are creating a child object, you have to associate the child with a parent. You cannot create a child without a parent. Fine. So there is no scope of a child record existing in your database without the parent record. However, that is not the case with lookup. You have that option of creating a child record without the parent. Fine. For example, account and contact. Fine. So if you want that, okay, fine. Sometimes you have a situation where you just want to add a contact and you do not have an account for that contact, then you should go for the lookup. But if you think that every time there is a contact there has to be an account, then you should go with a master detail. Okay, because in master detail parent is always required. Okay. Third difference between these two things is the parent will be deleted, this will be deleted. Okay. Child record does not have owners. Okay, so a child record will not have its owner. So who will be the owner of the record? We have talked in one of these sessions that in Salesforce every record needs to have an owner so that someone can be made responsible for that. So who becomes owner for the child records? Owner of the parent record. Which means, let's say I have accounts and contacts. Okay, if I have accounts and contacts. Now for accounts and contacts, if I have a master detail relationship, and then if I have an account IBM and I have 3 contacts, Ravi, Rakesh and Suresh here. Okay, these are 3 child records. If I am the owner of the parent, which means I am the owner of this account, I will by default become owner of these 3 records. You cannot have different owners for these 3 records. Okay, that is the master detail relationship concept. Okay, by default owner of the parent is the owner of child records also. So anything happens in one of the child records, if one of these contacts get deleted, who is responsible? I am responsible. Right, so that is how it is. However, for lookup you can have this thing. If it is lookup, then what happens? I can be the owner for the account. However, there can be 3 different people talking to these 3 different contacts that I have from this account. Okay, so let's say Narayan is the owner for this, Rohit is owner for this, and Ankit is the owner for this. Fine, so that option is there. So I would definitely, I will not necessarily be made owner of everything. However, you have a scope of making me owner of all these 4, but you have this option also. For lookup, it's open. But master detail, it's quite obvious that the owner of the parent will by default become owner of all the child records. So there is no owner field on the child records. Okay, who is the owner? Owner of the parent. Got this thing? So these are 3 primary differences, and in addition to these 3 differences, there is one more difference, which is roll-up summary is available. What is roll-up summary? It's again a field type, one type of a field, which can be used for doing a summary of all the child records on the parent record. Okay, let's say you have employee object, and then you have PTO object. So in PTO you are tracking hours, right? What is the duration of that PTO? And then you have employee object. If you want to do a roll-up of all the PTOs for the employee, let's say Sneha is the employee, you want to have a field on this employee object that total PTOs taken. So that should be a sum of all the PTOs under her name, right? So that is called a roll-up summary. This roll-up summary option is available only with the master detail relationship. If there is a master detail relationship, then only your roll-up summary field will work. With a lookup, your roll-up summary will not work. Got that thing? So these are the 4 differences. So these are the 4 special features that master detail has. Apart from that, nothing, no other difference. Okay. So relationship is same. Just one minute, Ankit. The relationship is same. The connection that is happening is same. Parent child. The field needs to be created on the child object. Both the cases, it's absolutely same. Just that if you create a master detail relationship, then these are 4 basically functionalities which are there by default in master detail, and you cannot change them. Yeah, Ankit, go ahead.
So Jeet, this roll-up summary is required to be activated on master.
It's a field type.
It's field type.
It is a field type which can be created on the parent to do a summary of the child, right? Now this field can work, or this field can be created only if the relationship is master detail relationship. Correct? So this field will work only for a master detail relationship. It cannot work with a lookup relationship.
and it can only work on the parent object.
Yeah. Roll-up summary, exactly. It works only on the parent object.
Not on the child.
Yes. Not on the child. So that is what the meaning of roll-up summary is, right?
Yeah, so you have to summarize on
Roll up, yeah, summarize all the child records and roll them up to a field. So it will not be on the child, it will always be on the parent. Let's say you have one account, okay, and you have 4 opportunities from that account. The company also wants to have a field on the account at total how much business have we generated from that account. So that will be field on the parent, right? That will not be a field on the opportunity. Got that thing? Okay. So creating this master detail relationship field is exactly the way lookup got created. So you just go to the child object, you create the field. Now the important thing is that, okay, fine, while you were doing the data model thing, just give me a moment. Let me just go back to the data model that we were talking about. Yeah. So this is how your data model was, right? So far what you guys have done, you guys have just created all the objects and listed all the fields, right? Now time for you to start thinking on the relationships. Like this applicant here becomes a lookup to employee, right? Courses and learning. So this learning has a lookup to course or a relationship field basically, right? Now whether it has to be a lookup or a master detail, that is something that you have to start thinking of, right? So based on what I told you, these 4 lines, you will start thinking whether the relationship type should be, or the field type that you use there should be a lookup or master detail. Got it? So PTO and employees, I think we will need to do roll-up summary. We don't need individual owners for different PTOs, so master detail is fine, right? Learnings and courses, I think they can be different owners for different learnings. So a lookup is okay, fine. So you have to start thinking now. It's all about you. How do you think about the requirement or what kind of a requirement the client has? You'll have to decide whether you need a lookup type or a master detail relationship type. But relationship is required. That is there, right? Like this reporting manager. Reporting manager is also listed in the employees object, right? Your manager is also an employee, so he must also be listed there in employee object. So this will be a lookup to the same object. Got it, right? That is how it is. That's how your relationships are going to be created, right? So today's your activity for you all will be that go back and look into your database, figure out the relationship wherever the relationships are required. I have given you a few hints on whatever objects we have here. People who have actually started working beyond these objects. Think on where relationships are required, create those relationships and think of which relationship will be the right thing, a lookup or master detail. Okay, and I would just want to give you a small suggestion. In case any point of time in life, while you're designing a Salesforce project, if you're not sure on which relationship type you should pick, simply go ahead with lookup, because that is a simple one. Okay, so if you're not sure which relationship is required, go ahead with lookup, because if you create a lookup, it's easy for you to have master detail kind of thing available for the lookup also. That's a simple relationship that can be customized to behave like master detail. But master detail is already customized and it's not possible for us to bring it back to the lookup. If you're not sure, go and start using lookup. Okay. Tell me, anyone who has a question here?
Yeah, Jit, I have a question.
Yeah.
While creating merchandise app, I face some problem like there is a quick menu and we can create things from the
Yes.
menu as well as from setup.
Right.
But while creating the quantity, quantity and price values, like the quantity number and the price value. So I got a problem like from the setup, I'm unable to create the price and quantity things. But the quick menu, I got the price and quantity, fields.
Why you're not able to create from
I don't know
setup?
what's the difference between.
There's no difference. See, quick menu is a shortcut, but setup is the best way of doing things, or that has all the options. Quick menu is just a shortcut, so you should find everything. What do you want to create? Where do you want to create? That you have to understand, right? Go to setup, create.
Oh, okay.
Now whatever you have, everything is here. So you're talking about creating a field. Field should be created under object. So go to objects. Now which object are we talking about? Invoice?
I'm talking about merchandise, price and quantity.
Merchandise price and quantity. So just go ahead and go to the merchandise object. Create a field here. New field, price, new field, quantity. That's it.
Yeah.
Correct. So whatever you have created, everything is listed here under these objects. Come to the object, go to that particular object, start creating fields. So that tutorial has quick menu, but I would suggest you go through setup for everything. Just for, it's,
Okay.
We rarely use quick menu.
Yeah.
Jeet, I have a question. Ankit this side.
Yeah.
Jeet, we can use lookup for the same object as well as you were talking.
Sorry, I could not hear you at all. Your voice was breaking. Can you repeat again?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. What I'm saying is that you just mentioned that we can use lookup field for the same object as well.
Same object, yes, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
Okay.
Fine, and
Try and check it out. Then.
yeah, that's pretty much possible. And a simple example is you guys can go and check account object. If you see, there is a field called parent account. So parent account is also listed in the in that account object itself, right? So it's look up on the same object. So that's pretty much possible. All right.
And Jeet, I have a question.
Mhm.
While we're creating the custom objects, we have the options like in development and deployed.
In development is something which will not be available to the end users. Deployed is something which will be available to the end users for entering data.
Okay,
from.
after building the application also we can
Yeah.
add some custom objects and put as deployed. That's it.
Yeah. So basically the concept is that sometimes what happens is you are designing a big application, right, which will take you 2 months. You started designing the small parts of it, but you don't want the end users to see any part of it, right? As of now, you just want to make it, just keep it in development, right? Once everything is ready, then you will go and deploy all those things together, right? So that is the concept. Fine.
So I have one more doubt, while creating custom object, we need to check for starts with vowel sound or not. Why would we check with that vowel sound option?
Yeah, basically where Salesforce has to write A and where it has to write an. Sometimes they would need to write those things. So for A and
Okay.
so that is not too very much useful for us.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Jeet, Rohit here. Jeet, any sort of limitations while creating for lookup or master? Master, we can understand is match to max between two objects. So lookup between two objects, any sort of limitations on lookup part between the fields?
No. What
So there are two objects, A and B. Okay. So any sort of limitations for creating the lookup that we can create a 5 or 6 or 7 lookup relationship, or you can create as per the requirement. Any sort of limitations on that part?
Well, same two object. You're saying you will create 5 relationship between the same two objects. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what I just want to understand from an understanding point of view. So we have two objects. So if we talk about master detail, so there will be only, between two fields we can create a master detail between the two objects. So but while creating the lookup between other objects and between the two objects, any sort of relationship is there that we can create only a field to field, I mean between two field only, or we can create X kinds of relationship between as far as lookup is concerned.
You can create, but both these things, again, I do not know why did you feel that master detail is object to object and lookup is field to field. Both of them are object to object relationship connected through a field. Got it? So there is no difference between master detail and lookup. Both of them are object to object relationship. So it is an object.
Yes, what he's trying to understand is, or ask is, ki, how many relationships we can make between or among the objects, different objects. Limitation, because I believe we have learned that there are only two
master detail relationships that you can have on an object. On one single object.
Yeah, master detail would be one, and a lookup can be many. Correct?
No, so I'm still not clear with what exactly we are asking. Are we talking about two objects?
There are two objects. Yeah, there are two objects, A and B.
Okay, let's just put it simply here. So are we saying that account and contact, how many relationships I can have between account and contact? These two objects? Or are you asking how many relationships can I have for contact? And then parent can be account, the other parent can be opportunity, the other parent can be case.
No, between two objects. Between two objects, not on particular any field. So between two objects.
Okay. So between two objects, when we are talking about basically what happens, there is definitely a limitation. So I exactly do not remember, but for master detail it should be kind of 2, and for lookup it should be kind of 5. Limitation is there, so there is nothing. Okay, let me see my this thing. So limitation is there, so there is nothing in Salesforce which does not have limitation. Fine. So everything will have limitation. That's there. But why would you create more than two relationship between the same two objects? That is what I'm trying to understand.
No, suppose there are here we are taking out 5 to 6 fields as an sort of example. There would be a scenario where we would be having.
What I told you, that there is no. That is the problem. That is what I was actually trying to answer him. That 5 fields. It is not a field-to-field relationship. It's not that you have to create a relationship from account name to contact name. You are creating a complete record with a complete parent record. That is what it is. Got it?
Okay.
So one single field is connecting both the records. It's a family to family relationship. It's not that 2 people at the top level will need to get married and then 2 people at the bottom level will need to get married. So that thing is not required. It's one field which is connecting a complete account with a complete contact. Got it?
Okay.
So for example, if there is a company, think of it, if there is a company IBM and if there is a contact Ravi, so there is just one relationship field account on this contact which connects it to the entire record. So I don't need to connect Ravi with the website of that maybe account, or I don't need to connect him with the industry, right? So that is the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Basically, we do connect the objects basically to retrieve the data from that object. Correct?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Rohit, clear with you?
Yeah.
Great. All right. So just go back and work on these things, and tomorrow we are going to meet same time, same meeting link, and we will discuss